What if the subject you hated the most in school became the reason the whole world came to know you? What if the language that once made you nervous became the language that gave you confidence, recognition, money, and a new identity? This is the story of Rajini Varma, a girl who once hated English class, avoided English speaking, and believed that English was simply not meant for her. But after completing her graduation, while many of her classmates were preparing for bank exams, Rajini made a completely different decision. She decided to learn the very language she had been afraid of for years. She did not know that this small decision would eventually change the direction of her entire life. From struggling to speak a single sentence to having conversations with people from different parts of the world, from being afraid of English to using English to inspire thousands of learners, this is not just a story about learning a language, it is a story about how one decision can completely change your identity. So, stay with me until the end because Rajini's journey may make you look at your own English learning journey in a completely different way. The girl who was once afraid of English. There was a girl named Rajini Varma who had always been afraid of English. When she was in school, English was the subject she feared the most. Whenever the English teacher entered the classroom, Rajini would become nervous. She was afraid that the teacher might ask her to read aloud. She was afraid of making mistakes, and most of all, she was afraid that her classmates would laugh at her. She understood some English, but speaking was completely different. Whenever she tried to speak, the words seemed to disappear from her mind. So slowly, she developed a dislike for English. She thought maybe English is not for me. Years passed. Rajni completed her graduation. Like many other graduates, she stood at an important turning point in her life. Most of her classmates had started preparing for bank exams and other competitive examinations. They were buying books, joining coaching classes, making study schedules, and preparing themselves for their future careers. Rajni also had dreams, but she wanted something different. One day, she sat alone and asked herself a simple question. What if I stop being afraid of English and start learning it? That question changed her life. She decided that she would learn English not because someone was forcing her to, not because she wanted to impress anyone, but because she wanted to become confident. At first, her progress was painfully slow. She struggled to form sentences, she forgot words, she made grammar mistakes. Sometimes she spoke incorrectly and felt embarrassed. But this time she did not run away from English. Every day she listened to English conversations, she watched videos, she read simple stories, she learned new words, and most importantly, she started speaking. She spoke to herself, she practiced in front of a mirror, she recorded her voice and listened to it. Whenever she made a mistake, she did not say, I am bad at English. Instead, she told herself, I made a mistake today. Tomorrow, I will make a better sentence. Months passed. Then more months passed, and something incredible happened. The girl who once hated English began to enjoy it. English was no longer a school subject for her, it became a skill. Then it became a passion, and eventually, it became her purpose. One day, Rajini had another idea. She thought, if I was once afraid of English, there must be thousands of people who are afraid of it too. She did not want to keep her learning journey to herself, so she started a YouTube channel about English. At the beginning, hardly anyone watched her videos. She had very few subscribers. Sometimes she spent hours creating a video only to receive a handful of views. But she continued. She started making conversational videos. She spoke with people from different parts of the world. She listened to their accents, she learned about their culture, she asked them questions, and through those conversations, she showed other English learners something very important. You don't need perfect English to start speaking English, you simply need the courage to begin. Slowly, people started noticing her. English learners began watching her conversations. They started commenting, "Your videos helped me speak. I was afraid of English too. Now I am practicing every day. Thank you for giving me confidence." Those comments meant more to Rajini than numbers. The girl who once sat silently in her English class was now encouraging thousands of people to speak. Her journey kept growing. Her channel grew, her audience grew, her confidence grew, and eventually her English skill opened doors she had never imagined. She gained recognition, she built an identity, she earned money, she met people from different countries, she created opportunities for herself. But perhaps the greatest thing she earned was self belief. She realized something powerful. Sometimes the skill we fear the most can become the skill that changes our life. Her classmates were preparing for bank exams, and there was nothing wrong with that. Everyone has a different journey, but Rajini chose her own path. She did not become successful because she had perfect English from the beginning. She became successful because she was willing to learn something she had once been afraid of. Think about that for a moment. The same English that once made her nervous, the same English class she once disliked, the same language that once believed was not meant for her, eventually became the reason people knew her. It became the tool through which she connected with the world. It became part of her career and it became a way for her to inspire others. So, if you are learning English today and you feel that you are too old, too slow, or too afraid, remember Rajini's story. You don't have to become fluent overnight. You don't have to know thousands of words. You don't have to speak without mistakes. You simply have to start. Speak one sentence today, learn one new word today, listen to one conversation today, practice for a few minutes today, because one day you may look back and realize that the language you were once afraid of became the very language that changed your life. Your weakness today may become your strength tomorrow. And perhaps the most important lesson from Rajini's journey is this: don't wait until you feel confident to start. Start, and confidence will slowly follow. Rajini's story teaches us something very simple but very powerful. Sometimes the thing we are most afraid of is hiding the opportunity we have been searching for. Rajini once thought English was her weakness, but instead of running away from that weakness forever, she decided to face it. She practiced when nobody was watching. She made mistakes. She struggled. She started again. And slowly, the language she once feared became the skill that opened new doors in her life. Today, she is not just learning English, she is using English to connect with people around the world, build her identity, earn money, and encourage thousands of other learners. So, if you are struggling with English right now, don't think I can never speak English. Instead, ask yourself, what could happen if I simply refuse to give up? Maybe the English you are struggling with today could become the very skill that changes your tomorrow. And now, here is a question for you. If you knew that one skill could completely change your life 5 years from now, but you had to struggle with it every day starting today, would you still choose to learn it? Think about it. And if Rajini's story inspired you, don't just watch it. Take one small step today. Speak one sentence, learn one word, start one conversation. This is Echo English, where we don't just learn English, we grow through it. Keep learning, keep speaking, keep growing, and don't forget to subscribe to Echo English for more inspiring stories and English learning content.